Thank you for this tremendous opportunity to join you today. My name is Pamela Sheeran, and I represent SmileTrain, a global organization focused on empowering local medical professionals to provide surgery and comprehensive care to people born with cleft lip and palate. We're extremely proud to be with you here today at the Global Health Science and Practice Technical Exchange Conference to share our experience working with Isabelle Wachsmuth and the Art Impact for Health to bring the Sustainable Development Goals to life, all with the support and guidance of our local medical and artistic partners, Dr. Antonio Zagara and Camila Osorio, and SmileTrain staff, Diane Equiega, to share with you a bit about the way of our working in case our experience can inspire you and others to and even inspire ourselves so that we can do as Dr. Tedros had once said, to continually evolve so we can truly achieve the Sustainable Development Goals and health for all. Before we get started, I think it's important for you to know the context in which we are specifically working. Cleft lip and palate. Do any of you know what a cleft lip and palate is? Do you know a family affected by cleft lip and palate or a professional working in the field? Please feel free to comment in the chat. Because cleft lip and palate is actually one of the most common birth differences worldwide, affecting 1 in 700 healthy babies on average. Children with clefts face many health challenges, first and foremost being their difficulty feeding, thriving, and even surviving in particular regions. With or without cleft surgery, cleft-related challenges can continue as they develop, including those related to oral health, speech, and psychosocial development. These challenges are often compounded by the children's marginalization and lack of access to care, which in turn is caused by stigma, out-of-pocket expenses, geographic barriers to access care. This has tremendous effect on the children's families in addition to the larger community and society. SmileTrain, our organization, is dedicated to the Sustainable Development Goal number 3, Health for All, specifically for this special population of children and families who are born every day, everywhere around the world. Our model is to achieve the goal. It's very special, one that's based on the sustainable principle of partnering with local medical professionals, offering essential training and resources so they can treat children with cleft in their communities as a whole person, as a whole family, as a whole community. This ensures that local medical professionals can stay local, have the resources they need to be local heroes, so they can contribute and strengthen our healthcare systems overall. So now that you understand the context in which we are working or the lens that we're coming from, I think now without further ado, I can introduce you to our first panelist, the founder and brilliant mind behind Art Impact for Health, Isabelle Wachsmuth. She is an esteemed biologist and artist who has worked at the UN and the WHO for many years. And across all of her experience, she is passionate about the fact that art builds resilience in people, communities, sectors, and the world, and lends a true path for the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals. So here is our inspiration and our friend, Isabelle. Please welcome her in the chat.
Thank you, Pamela, for this fantastic introduction. The mission of Art Impact for Health initiative is to grow art and culture within the medical environment as an innovative strategy to build resilient individuals, communities, and health systems, and creating a global creative community movement that advances the art as a tool to engender change, engaging a community of stakeholders to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals and Health for All through global leadership and the enduring principle of solidarity, caring, and equity within health. We visualize Art Impact for Health as an initiative to build resilience in health at the individual, community, national, and global levels. Resilience is at its core a measure of how we deal with adversity. It is the ability of an individual to overcome the challenge of a cleft lip or palate, the ability of a community to respond to a pandemic and support its most vulnerable, the ability of health systems to combat to a new infectious disease effectively and safely. To build resiliency is to improve our ability to respond and recover to crises. The World Health Organization and Smile Train both work to build resiliency in healthcare within different areas and different levels of health. Comprehensive healthcare, the sustainable communities and systems. Of course, to develop resiliency, it is crucial to first understand what drives resiliency and how it can be developed. Berk and Ross, you can see on the screen now, note that while strengths and characteristics of resiliency vary from community to community, common characteristics include people-place connections, value and belief, knowledge, skills and learning, social networks, engaged governance, involving collaborative institutions, a diverse and innovative economy, a community infrastructure, leadership, and a positive outlook, including readiness to accept change. This concept is presented visually in the figure we can see again, as I have mentioned. I would like to tell you more about how we are doing this global creative community movement. In fact, we have been able to start this movement specifically during the last international art exhibit in United Nations Palais. You can see the poster on the screen, and it was done in October 2020. And it was very beautiful because we have been able to put art impact for health at a bigger scale, at as well in the service of the sustainable development goals. And in this context, we have been able to start this movement with 11 partners and more than 30 artists worldwide. It was a very beautiful way to initiate this movement. And we hope now in 2021 to scale up the initiative, not just to trigger a better health, but as well to accelerate and specifically to accelerate the understanding of sustainable development goals to the general public and the stakeholders. And for that, we will include more engaged specific communities, art initiative, on board. And the idea, it is really to identify and really map what have been over the world the most amazing art initiatives. Sometimes they are not well known, and to know why they have been so impactful and what have been the main beneficiary of this initiative. The next stage, it is really to scale up, the number of people on board, and want really to co-create together and to be sure they will be part of the big picture, for to maintain well-being and health for all. And it is really a social movement, and it is a way as well for the artists, not just to be artists, but to contribute directly to the constructive design and positive design of the entire society. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Isabelle. That's fascinating. It's wonderful to hear about the history of art impact for health and what the core values are, really what makes it such an important initiative worldwide, that strength, the resiliency at its core that it builds. Then also hear about what we're going to do moving forward to make sure this is scaled so that it can reach more people, more communities, more health systems, and just our society at large. So thank you so much. Please, everyone, comment in the chat your thoughts or questions for Isabelle, and you'll have an opportunity to also ask her directly later on today. Now let's transition to SmileTrain's local CLEF team partner, Camila Osorio, to learn about how this global context became a local reality for children, families, and the health system, the art community in Colombia, South America. Camila, please tell us more about who you are, your background, working with cleft lip and palate families, your experience with Art Impact for Health, and how you see this project helping to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals.
Thank you, Pam. Hi, everyone. My name is Camila Osorio. I'm a psychologist and I live in Medellin, Colombia. I have been working with cleft patients and their families for a little over 2 years now, along with Smile Train. And my job consists of accompanying patients and families throughout their journey in all the different stages of the treatment. Some of the challenges we often come across with patients is that sometimes they have a hard time expressing themselves, like their thoughts and feelings, this affecting their self-esteem and self-confidence, as well as being shy, having trouble with their social skills and thinking that they are being judged by their condition. Their caregivers don't always know how to give them the support they might need. While working at Clínica Noel, a Smile Train partner for many years, I was asked to participate in the first Art Impact for Health event in Peru, which we will learn more about next with Antonio. I was very excited to participate in this activity since art is a great way to express yourself and it could provide important tools for our patients and their families. We decided that this initiative was so powerful that we organized an Art Impact for Health event in Colombia with a local art foundation, Mandalas for the Soul, giving our patients the opportunity to explore their abilities with art, to find new passions, and with art to find an outlet for the difficulties mentioned before. With this event, we saw a change in our patients and their families. It became an activity they could do individually or as a family, giving them the opportunity to talk about their feelings, thoughts, and share experiences together. Art provides multiple advantages that are especially important for our cleft patients. It helps them develop patience, perseverance, and encourages them to explore their creativity. It becomes a positive alternative to accompany behavior difficulties such as aggressiveness, impulse control, among other things. And it helps their social skills since the activity becomes teamwork as well. With this event, it also gave us the opportunity to strengthen our bonds with the families, create new networks, and most importantly, our patients and their families can bond with other families. It also helps comprehensive care that Smile Train offers, since patients are encouraged to continue their treatment, generating a sense of belonging. We also have a survey that allows us to measure the impact of the event from the different perspectives such as patients, families, professionals, and volunteers in the event.
Thank you so much, Camila. That was just a wonderful example about Art Impact for Health coming to life in Colombia. Has anyone ever used a mandala? You could see that in the top picture. It's a way to, it's really known to be like a therapeutic tool. Camila, correct me if I'm lying, if you use the pencil as you go around in the different patterns and circles, and then you color it in. And the children were doing that individually and then as a group. It was really, really beautiful. And we hope to actually have the group mandala as an art, and as an aspect of art that we can use in different exhibits and awareness activities worldwide. So thank you so much again, Camila. That was a beautiful example and just a wonderful event. I hope we can do many more with you in the future. So great, now we're going to transition to Smile Train's local medical and artistic partner, Dr. Antonio Zagara. Can you smile on the screen and say hello, Antonio?
Hola, hi. Hello.
We're going to learn from you about the global context, again, becoming a reality for children, families, and the health system and art community in Peru. And this was our first experience as Art Impact for Health together with Isabelle, was in Peru with you. So Antonio, please tell us more about who you are, your background in the medical and artistic community, and your experience with Art Impact for Health in Peru.
Okay. Hi, my name is Antonio Segarra. I study medicine and graphic design, and I'm currently a plastic artist. I have grown up seeing the child with a cleft lip since my childhood, through my father, who trained us to be a plastic surgeon, and always involved us in his campaign to give back the smile to these children. He has operated more of 10,000 children. And as a family, we are from Trujillo, in a city in the north of Peru, where a pre-Hispanic culture developed, lost much. At that time, when a child was born with a cleft lip, was treated as a god and become the town doctor, el chamán. They live with other people with the same deformation so that they will marry each other, and children with the same deformation will be born, with the intention that they will not disappear. But what happened today? when a child is born with a cleft lip, the trauma and the rejection of the child began with the parents, hiding it out of shame. Then the rejection passes to the society when the child enters to the school and is bullied. Imagine for a moment being born with a physical deformation, how we face life. Our experience as a Margarita Foundation is that the surgery is not enough and it must be complemented with orthodontic, speech therapy, dentistry, and psychology. But it's enough because the soul continues fissurated. And this is where art comes. Without much expected, we create painting workshops for the child enter himself while he waited for his door to be operated. And we saw the emotion of that child with that workshop. That workshop grew up and now we apply it as a part of the therapy. In March 2020, we created together with the Smile Train and Isabelle a fissurate mask workshop. Yes, where the child received a fissurate mask, identified with it, and began to intervene on it. To stimulate the creativity, we invited 21 Peruvian artists, and for me, the inspiration for these children. The result was incredible because the child concentrate and connect with something higher and for me, it's similar to the meditation. And they manage to forget for a moment the hard path of their life. In addition, parents know and talk about their experience. They are not the only ones who have these problems. My conclusion is that the art should be part of the doctor prescription, not only for a child with cleft, for any disease. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, Antonio. That was just a beautiful example of how important art is for someone's health, specifically children with cleft lip and palate, but like you said, really for any doctor to prescribe. Just so beautifully said, and it's so interesting to see how the life of someone born with a cleft changed so dramatically in Peru throughout time of history. And let's, together maybe through these types of activities and awareness that especially you brought because of all of the artists that came together for this event that were very famous, maybe we'll be able to get it back, restore it back to what it used to be, that it was something to be proud of and something that was celebrated. So thank you. That was just really, really beautiful.
Thank you.
All right. So now, and please comment in the chat about the presentation. Maybe which was your favorite mask out of all of these beautiful masks that were shown from the artists. They're just incredible. Or maybe if you have any comments about just observing these photos, these quotations, or anything that Antonio had shared. So now let's move over to Diana Kierga, my Smile Train colleague. She is our South American program director, and she manages our Spanish-speaking countries in South America. And she's going to tell us more about her experience of helping to organize these two activities in Peru and Colombia. As a program manager, she was Smile Train's first staff person to really take this initiative and make it a reality on the ground with our key local partners, Antonio and Camila. So Diane, can you wave hello and say hello?
Thank you, Pam. And it has been a true pleasure to work on our Impact for Health initiative with all my colleagues here in this panel. And it has been so inspiring to work with Isabelle to see how she's able to translate the art impact for health into so many partnerships and opportunities for organizations like Smile Train worldwide. But because of how personal art is, each time we work together, it truly affects like a perfect project for our organization, Smile Train, to take it to the next level. For me personally, it was quite a challenge when I was given this project. So in the next few minutes, my goal will be to explain to and share to you how I approach organizing these two events in Colombia and in Peru, and how can I inspire you to translate the same initiative in your own work and then work together, and so we may all achieve the sustainable development goals. So first, I thought about people I knew on the ground with experience in art. When I was given this opportunity with Pam and Erin and Small Train, so I thought, who could I work with? So immediately I thought of, I have met Antonio. He's one of my partners in Peru, so I thought immediately of Antonio. That is how, of course, I have seen his art in Trujillo and across Peru. So it was incredible. I thought he was the person I needed to work with. So I had a feeling that we could translate his work in CLEF, and I had seen how I thought we could translate this into the global model. So that's something, a question you could ask. What local artists do you know? People that could open, that could help you, that could open your mind, that will be open-minded and to dedicate their talent to open it up into the medical community, and also that are gentle enough that can work with individuals to transform people at an individual level. So those are the questions that you can ask yourself. Another step that you could, another step that I took is think about a way to engage your individual beneficiaries in a way that they will feel comfortable and safe. And open to explore art and build their resilience. This is very important. As Isabelle explained at the beginning, this is a step that will help the beneficiaries to build trust and explore their inner self and be able to be creative. So in an invited space with caring professionals. So that is how I knew, working with Camila, that it would be perfect. So she's an excellent psychologist and makes children and families and medical professionals understand and feel comfortable with themselves and activities to strengthen their sense of themselves. So I thought it was perfect. Another very important aspect that a professional needs to take into account when deciding to do an event of art impact for health will be think about the importance of measuring the impact of the event, and then how you will be able to share the good news about this an event like this. So at Small Train, we value measuring the results. So we knew it was important to have a before and after survey for participants so they can hear directly how it went. So we also knew we needed to focus on media outreach to share the good news of the event and participate in art show exhibits to bring in a larger community across the art, culture, and medical community. So later, when we supported Isabelle with her art show at the United Nations Palace, this was also brought greater attention to policymakers at other global organizations. So you can see, so all this planning from a smaller activity, it had a bigger impact and grew to a more international impact, a more global impact. So I hope that these ideas will be helpful to you, and when planning an event for Art Impact for Health. So if you feel this has been helpful for you in your organizations, please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions or ideas. And Small Train has had an incredible experience working with Isabelle and the Art Impact for Health initiative. So we hope this event will inspire more organizations and groups to join in, so together we can leverage art as a way to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals. Thank you, Pam.
Thank you so much, Diane. That was wonderful. I hope that overview does help those in the crowd. And please feel free to comment and chat if you have any questions here, and we can get back to you. But really, most importantly, the overall message is again back to the power of art and how that really is such an amazing tool for us to come together as a global community and serve one another and really make sure that we come together in the name of Sustainable Development Goals, so that everyone worldwide has the best chance to access their own health and to access the best life that they deserve. So thank you so much. Let's now open up the floor if people don't want to just comment in the chat, if they also just want to ask any questions. So let's hear from you.